Hi, Steve Cooley here on day 3 of our Advent calendar, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to call a consultant or an employer when they have that little message on an advert that says phone this number for more information. Now when you make these calls, just be clear about what you're trying to achieve. Your prime objective is to embed your name in their memory so that when and if you apply for the role, they're looking out for your application because you've impressed them in your phone call. Okay. Your second objective is to gain some insight or information into the role that's going to help you make a better application. Okay. 2 key objectives. So when you're phoning, before you phone up, the one thing you have to do is have looked at all of the recruitment information that the organisation or the employer or the recruitment consultant has made available, because there is nothing as frustrating as when you've put a lot of information out there and someone picks up the phone and they haven't looked at any of that information. So before you think about making a phone call, make sure you've looked at the recruitment information, all that's available. Okay. Now, when you make the phone call, out of respect, just saying to the person, have you got 5 minutes now to speak to me? Out of courtesy, they'll appreciate that. Don't ask them questions straight away. You start by saying, look, let me tell you a little bit about myself and about my career and why I think I'm right for the role. Now this is a little bit, this is like a minute, a pocket summary. But the reason that's important, because me as a consultant, I like to listen to candidates. I like to get a feel for them. And I like to make that a conversation. So if they interest me, I'll start to ask them questions and I've got an idea of what I'm looking for. I'll start to clarify some of their experience, and that can lead to a really good discussion. And in the best conversations, it leads to me giving them very clear advice about where they need to nuance their application, emphasize their experience, or how they address any gaps or concerns we might have. So you've given them that summary, and at the end of that summary say, look, have you got any questions for me on that? Is that all clear? Is there anything else, on that you'd like to tell me? And hopefully they will, and you start a conversation and it answers any questions you've got. If they don't engage, they say, no, I've got that, then that's when you come on to your 1 or 2 questions. And these are questions that you've thought about in advance. They show that you've looked at the recruitment material, you've thought about the role, you've thought about the organisation. So they're short, sharp, clear questions that the person's going to be able to answer. Then what you do is, after the conversation, you thank them. You drop them an email if you can, and you'll just say, look, that was a really helpful conversation. Thanks for taking the time. I've decided to apply, and what you said was really helpful, or I'm still reflecting on it, and I'll come back and let you know whether I do decide to apply or not. Okay. If you do decide to apply, if you get a cover letter, in the cover letter, you will thank them again. And that's good, because if it's this consultant, if it's a consultant involved or HR involved, it may be them that's assessing your application. And it's always nice to tell people that the time they spent speaking to you is helpful. So again, they'll feel positive about you, and it reminds them that they spoke to you. If you decide not to apply, email them, say, I've decided not to apply. These are the reasons. It was really helpful to have the conversation, and attach your CV, and hopefully you'll start a relationship with them, which means next time the right vacancy comes up, they're going to contact you. Okay, so again, it's a win-win. The thing that's really important is to understand that not many people make these phone calls. We probably only get half a dozen phone calls from people per job. Most people assume that there's going to be lots of phone calls, or they assume they're not going to get very much information. It's really important to make the calls, to embed your name, and to potentially get some good guidance, and to potentially get some information that will help you to do a better application. Okay, so I've covered there the things you need to do to make sure that first contact with a consultant or an organisation is an impressive one. I hope that's helpful. It's day 3 of our Advent calendar. As always, come back to us if you've got any questions, or let us know if there's anything that you'd like us to cover in the future. Other than that, just have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.